philosophy of architecture.
Pretty much. By making the utility conduit exposed and stylish, as the pitch deck really emphasizes, they are turning the utilities into an intentional design feature.
Hmm.
But functionally, it links back to another incredibly important key term in the deck, VLM.
Very low maintenance.
Yes, VLM. If you can physically see the pipe, you know instantly if it's leaking. Access is immediate. You don't need a demolition crew to add a new electrical outlet. You just tap straight into the exposed conduit run. It drastically lowers the total cost of ownership over time.
And calling it nano infrastructure suggests that it's highly compact, maybe prepackaged or modular.
It likely means it's a highly miniaturized, fully integrated system. Instead of a chaotic, tangled mess of wires and pipes run by 5 different subcontractors, it's a clean, organized stack.
Think of the difference between the engine bay of a 1970s muscle car with vacuum tubes and wires everywhere versus a modern EV engine bay. It's consolidated and clean.
Now we really have to talk about the power source, because the pitch deck is incredibly firm on this next point. It says in all caps, off-grid is a must, not optional.
That is a very aggressive engineering constraint.
It really is. Usually you see builders offer solar-ready or an optional battery backup package. But making it a must-see, why force that on every single buyer?
Because if it is optional, human nature dictates you will fall back on old habits. You will lean on the city grid because it's the path of least resistance. By making off-grid a non-negotiable requirement, it forces the entire architectural design of the house to be hyper-efficient enough to sustain itself. It guarantees total autonomy. It forces the sovereign aspect of the sovereign household.
Yeah.
You literally cannot be dependent on the city power grid or the water company if you live in a YHauz 2.0.
And that completely changes where you can actually build right. You aren't tethered to existing municipal utility lines. You can build anywhere you can physically drive the delivery truck. But more importantly, it changes your daily mindset. You become acutely aware of your own resource consumption. You become an active participant in your energy usage rather than a passive payer of a monthly bill.
Speaking of energy usage and power, there's another bullet point here that really caught my eye. EV truck integration.
Yes. This is becoming a massive topic in the broader tech world, but YHauz is baking it directly into the core design of the house.
Now, most new houses being built today have an EV charger in the garage. But the word integration sounds like way more than just plugging your car into a wall socket.
Given that strict off-grid requirement, I would heavily speculate this refers to bidirectional charging. The truck isn't just a vehicle to get to the grocery store, it is a massive mobile battery on wheels.
So your truck literally powers your house.
Or the house charges the truck when the solar array capacity is peaking, and then the truck backs up the house when the sun goes down or during a storm. It becomes a vital part of the home's closed energy loop. And if you have that free crane we talked about, I wouldn't be surprised if the EV truck directly powers the crane's motors.
That makes so much sense. The truck is essentially the mobile work unit for the sovereign household base.
Exactly. It operates as a complete system. The house is the static base, the truck is the mobile rover, and the crane is the manipulator arm. It's honestly like buying a moon-based kit, but for Earth.
And part of running a moon-based system is producing your own food. The deck specifically mentions greenhouse integration.
Again, tying back to the sovereign household. If you are independently generating your own power and managing your own structural repairs, the absolute next logical step for true independence is producing your own calories.
It's not just pitching a raised garden bed in the backyard. Integration heavily implies it is built into the physical structure and systems of the house.
Maybe it captures and utilizes the waste heat generated from the HVAC nano infrastructure to keep the greenhouse warm in winter. Or maybe the advanced water reclamation system directly feeds the greenhouse irrigation. It connects the biological needs of the human resident directly to the mechanical systems of the house.
It is becoming a completely closed loop.
That is the ultimate goal, complete autonomy.
There's one more specific detail in this section that feels a little gritty compared to the rest, the term vandal-proof.
Yes, that definitely stands out from the stylish design talk.
It acknowledges a certain harsh reality, doesn't it?
It does. It acknowledges a world where physical security is a growing concern for people. The heavy steel frame, the tough, replaceable exterior. This is a structure engineered to withstand external threats.
Right.
It is not a fragile glass house. It aligns perfectly with that sovereign theme again. If you are truly independent, you also have to be highly defensible.
It's essentially a fortress, but a very stylish, open concept fortress.
A fortress you can assemble yourself over a few weekends.
So we've got the physical building, and we've got the integrated tech stack. But at the end of the day, this is a pitch deck for serious investors. How does this company actually make money if the buyer never needs to call them for repairs or upgrades? That brings us to part 3, the business model and product as service.
This is the exact pivot that venture capitalists are looking for in a pitch. Because selling a physical house once is a great business, but selling an ongoing platform is a billion-dollar business.
The source material defines YHauz as a livable technology platform and a product service.
Product service is the key phrase there. Think about how the modern software industry works today. You don't just go to a store, buy a CD-ROM, and walk away forever. You subscribe to a digital ecosystem. It's the SaaS model, software as a service.
So how do you translate that to a physical house? Do I have to pay a monthly subscription fee just to unlock my own living room?
Not necessarily a literal subscription to exist in the space, but think about the physical components. If the exterior skin is easily replaceable, maybe you subscribe to a service that sends you upgraded insulation panels every 5 years. If the nano infrastructure is entirely modular, maybe you swap out your home battery tech whenever a better version is released. You are buying into a proprietary supply chain.
Ah, I see. So YHauz essentially becomes the Amazon of your house parts.
Exactly. And because they gave you that crane up front, you are the free workforce. They supply the upgraded parts, you supply the manual labor to install them. It is a profoundly brilliant business model. They completely cut out the massive middleman, the general contractor, and sell high-margin parts directly to the owner-operator.
There's also a very